Hello, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your prediction for August. Can't believe I just said that. August 2026. It is a general collective reading, so as the messages come through today, take what fits and leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means it is meant for someone else to hear. And please check your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. And if you're not sure what those placements are, in the description box of this video is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. Also, in the description box is information on how you can become a member over on Patreon to receive other exclusive and bonus content. With all of that said, now let's begin. Tapping into the Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What does Taurus need to know for August 2026? What do they need to know for August? One more shuffle here. Thank you. In the heart of your spread, Taurus, we have the Queen of Swords. In the top row, we have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Eight of Cups. And we have Justice. Flanking the Queen of Swords is the Death card. And on the other side, we have the Queen of Cups. In the bottom row, we have the Page of Cups. We have the Seven of Pentacles. And we have the Three of Cups. At the bottom of the deck is a little sneak peek now into September. We have the Magician. We have Temperance. And we have King of Pentacles, you and your highest vibration, whether you are masculine or feminine, and that leaves the Hanged Man here at the bottom of the deck. All right, Taurus, let's clarify this. I'm using the After Tarot deck. If you're not familiar with this deck, the images are slightly different. It does alter or change the meaning of the cards, and we'll go through it as necessary in your reading today. This is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. We're clarifying August 2026. We are clarifying Wheel of Fortune, Eight of Cups, Justice, Death, Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups, Page of Cups, Seven of Pentacles, and the Three of Cups for the Taurus collective. Get one more shuffle here for you, Taurus. Thank you. The Wheel of Fortune is clarified by the King of Pentacles. Again, you and your highest vibration, whether you're masculine or feminine. The Eight of Cups is clarified by the Strength card. Justice is clarified by the Five of Pentacles. The Death card is clarified by the Five of Wands. The Queen of Swords is clarified by the Star. The Queen of Cups is clarified by the Six of Wands. The Page of Cups is clarified by the Knight of Wands. The Seven of Pentacles is clarified by the Three of Wands. And the Three of Cups is clarified by the Lovers. Sneak peek now again into September. Queen of Swords, there we go again, to the King of Cups, to the Four of Swords. And that leaves the Page of Pentacles here at the bottom of the deck. Well, Taurus, there's a situation, environment, or connection here in your life that in the month of August, and I don't think that this is anything new, you've sort of been going back and forth about whether or not you want to continue whatever this is. Again, this situation, it could be a living environment, it could be an association with a person, whether that's a friend, a family member, a lover. It could be an investment for some of you with the pentacles that we have here. Whatever it is for you, you've been going back and forth for a while about whether or not to continue it or move on from it. And it looks like in August, at least, you're choosing to continue it, although you are second-guessing that decision and revisiting it in September. So at the heart of your spread, we have the Queen of Swords to the Star card. It's like you're seeing this very clearly. There's a vision here that you have. And your vision for, again, whatever this is, because it's a general collective reading, this situation, environment, connection, you have a vision that this is part of your wish fulfillment, or that you would be very happy if this ended up working out for you. And so you're saying, I'm very laser focused in that Queen of Swords energy on my star, on my wish fulfillment. And whatever this is, it is part of my wish fulfillment. In the top row, you have the Wheel of Fortune to the King of Pentacles. Whatever situation, environment, or connection this is, with that Wheel of Fortune, King of Pentacles, Eight of Cups to Strength, and Justice to the Five of Pentacles. There's a feeling here of, I'm strongly leaning towards abandoning this or moving on from this. But for the time being, I'm going to hold myself back from doing that. I'm going to continue to move forward with this and that Wheel of Fortune energy, because Justice to the Five of Pentacles, I feel like I can turn this around. Or I feel like if I just stick with it a little bit longer, it may prove to be beneficial, or it may prove to have a positive outcome. And I see that because in the After Tarot deck, the Five of Pentacles is not in lack. The individual is actually coming out of this facility with a big old bag of coin, a pentacle on their shoulder. So there's a feeling here of Death to the Five of Wands. I was thinking of ending this, but then I'm not going to end this after all. Queen of Cups to the Six of Wands. It would please me emotionally if this worked out in my favor. So it's sort of like making a decision to continue sticking with something here, and then like crossing your fingers and toes and saying, I hope that I'm making the right decision. Page of Cups to the Knight of Wands. I'm going to move forward with this. And then Seven of Pentacles to the Three of Wands. Time will tell if I'm making the right decision. And then we have the Three of Cups to the Lovers here. I feel like this is the choice here. Like, I'm not quite sure yet if I'm happy with the decision I made, but I'm going to have to roll with it and see what happens in the future. In September, you're sort of like wishing upon a star here, hoping that you made the right choice, although you're starting to feel that you didn't. So let's clarify this more for you. Let's clarify the Queen of Swords energy here. This is your energy, whether you're masculine or feminine. This is trying to see something very clearly. Clarify that Queen of Swords. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Queen of Swords is clarified by the Empress. That is your major arcana card now, whether you're masculine or feminine. The Empress, the Queen of Pentacles, that's you again, whether you're masculine or feminine. And the Ace of Pentacles, bottom of the deck, there's that Strength card. So whatever this is for you, you are choosing to continue investing in it. You're going to continue staying at the job, in the relationship, in the friendship, in the housing situation, in whatever investment you have going on here. The Star. Clarify the Star here. This is a feeling of it would be in my best interest if I continue doing this. I'm not quite yet ready to give up on whatever or whomever this is. Clarify that Star, please. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Star is clarified by the Nine of Wands, the Seven of Swords, and the Death card. Bottom of the deck, we have Six of Pentacles. So that's that feeling that I was talking about. Like, I'm wounded and weary because it hasn't quite yet yielded the result that I wanted. And I'm really hoping I'm not making a mistake here, because in the After Tarot deck, the Seven of Swords is not what we typically know of the Seven of Swords. This is someone who's moving forward, but hoping that they're not making a mistake, hoping that they're not, you know, about to step into a trap. And I feel like that's what that Death card was, because whatever this is here for you, if you chose to move on from it, there would be no coming back. Like, once you get the ball in motion, once you list the house for sale, you know, once you tell your landlord you're out, once you get that new job or you give the current job your notice, once you file for divorce, maybe you're married here, King to the Queen of Pentacles to Justice. It's like, once I get the ball rolling, it's dead, done, and over with in the After Tarot deck. There is no coming back. It's just, it's now a transformative phase and we're moving on to the next cycle. And so the feeling here is I'm not quite yet ready to do that. So I'm going to hang in here, and I really hope that I'm not making a mistake or squandering my time or my love or my money again on whatever or whomever this is. So I don't want to clarify the Wheel of Fortune to the King of Pentacles. I feel like that would be wasting your time. It's a redundant message. I am curious about the Eight of Cups to the Strength card, about what changed your mind here or what moved you in the direction to continue investing in this, because I see you very close to withdrawing from it, and then the Strength card saying, hold on, let me give this a little bit more time. Eight of Cups. Why is the Eight of Cups here? One more shuffle. Thank you. The Eight of Cups is clarified by the Lovers. There's that choice here that you have to make. The Six of Cups and the King of Cups. Bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Pentacles. So there's something here like, I'm not happy with this, right? Eight of Cups would be, I'm not emotionally happy with where this is going or where it's currently at. However, because there's nostalgia here, because I have a plan in place, because I've been here a long time, or I've been with this person a long time, or I've been in this community for a long time, there's an emotional attachment here. And the feeling is, although I'm not pleased with the results, I'm also not displeased enough to move on from it or to change anything here. So I kind of see you white knuckling, you know, like white knuckle gripping the steering wheel here and saying, this isn't easy, but I'm going to continue on this path again for now. Strength card. Clarify the Strength card. Because the Lion here and the Strength card wants to move forward, and the individual's holding it back. So there's a part of you is like, I would really just like to be done with this. And there's another part saying, I think I'm going to stay here a little bit longer and just see if things turn around. I'm not quite yet ready to abandon this. Clarify that Strength card. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Strength is clarified by the Nine of Swords, the Sun card, and the Five of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Two of Pentacles. I have to be honest with you. I think you appreciate my Gemini, New Jersey honesty here. The feeling here seems to be, I have to make this a success. This has to be successful. Like quitting is not an option. Walking away is not an option. Although I want to, I'm going to stop myself from doing that because it's like quitters never win mentality. It's a little bit bordering on toxicity because you're almost like manipulating yourself here. You're trying to convince yourself that staying in whatever this is best for you because losing is not an option. What you're failing to realize is you're not winning. Like this is not a success. And it's almost like you don't want to admit it, that this job or this relationship or maybe the community you live in, again, I don't know what this is for you. You're not happy here at all. But you're sort of telling yourself, but if I hang in here long enough, then I will eventually be happy with it. Justice. Clarify justice, please. One more shuffle. Thank you. Justice is clarified by the star. There you go. That's what you're hoping, wishing for. We have the Tower and we have the High Priestess. Bottom of the deck, Page of Pentacles. So again, that realization here is I'm not quite yet ready to give up on this because once I get the ball rolling here, Tower moment comes and everything's done and over with, right? The situation, the environment, the connection, it comes to an end and I'm just not ready for it to end. Five of Pentacles. Clarify that Five of Pentacles. So you're writing this out in the month of August on a hope and a prayer that this ends up working out in your favor. One more shuffle. Thank you, because losing is not an option for you, or giving up is not an option. Five of Pentacles, clarified by the Four of Pentacles. You could let this go, because Four of Pentacles for me is like the Miser card. In the After Tower, that gets met with Scorpionic energy here of the Grim Reaper. So you could release this, but you're choosing not to. Four of Pentacles, there we go with that Page of Cups. And the Four of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Two of Pentacles. We see that Two of Pentacles a lot here. You know damn well that you could release it, and intuitively, if you were to listen to your intuition is telling you to release it. To walk away from this, to find another job, to find another place to live. Again, I don't know exactly what it is for you. You know, to end this friendship, to move on from this romantic partner. But you're choosing not to. It's almost like you're choosing to stay in something that's very uncomfortable and emotionally displeasing to you. Or maybe like not even financially, like it's not even offering you the financial reward or incentive to stay. But yet it's like you're choosing to suffer. So I'm not going to clarify death to the Five of Wands. I feel like that would be a redundant message there. But I'm curious to see what this Queen of Cups to the Six of Wands here is for you. Clarify the Queen of Cups here. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Queen of Cups is clarified by the Sun. It shows itself again. The Knight of Pentacles and Judgment. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Swords. So energetically here, what you're saying is, if I stay in this, even if it does not produce a successful outcome, I can still consider myself a success because I'm enduring it and I'm suffering through it. So I would rather stay in this and be miserable or be in financial lack than admit to myself it's time to move on. So you're finding victory in making yourself suffer, which is very distorted. I have to be honest with you. I love you, Taurus. The Six of Wands is clarified by the King of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, and Temperance. Bottom of the deck, the Eight of Pentacles. It's almost like you're saying, I have to continue investing in this. I have too much invested. I can't just find another job. I can't just move on from this friendship or this romantic partnership. I have to make it work. But you're not making it work. You're not making it work because you're at the heart of you, you're completely unsatisfied. And your intuition is like, Taurus, it's time to move on. It's time to sell that investment property. You know, it's time to end this friendship. It's time to walk away from this partnership. It's time maybe to stop overspending on something. You're refusing to hear the call. Yeah, you're refusing the call in the month of August. So Page of Cups and Knight of Wands, again, I feel like that just goes back to this. But Seven of Pentacles to the Three of Wands, you're saying, in time, I hope I'm making the right decision, but your intuition is already telling you you're making the wrong decision. Seven of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. Seven of Pentacles clarified by Five of Wands, King of Wands, and the Fool. Bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Swords. Who's this? Let me clarify this a little bit more for you, Taurus. Clarify the Three of Wands. That is not your energy there in the King of Wands energy. Clarify the Three of Wands here for Taurus, please, for August. One more shuffle. Thank you. Three of Wands is clarified by Knight of Cups, Knight of Swords, and Judgment. Bottom of the deck, Two of Cups. There's that Justice. And the Six of Pentacles. Taurus, I want you to see something here in the Six of Pentacles in the After Tarot deck. The person's walking away. Are you aware, maybe you're not, that who's ever on the end of this is not as committed to this as you are? The boss, the friend, the landlord, the romantic partner, the spouse. I don't know who's on the other end here. But let's put this in the context of work. You're saying, I'm not happy with my job environment. I know I could move on and find another job, but I've been here too long and I'm too comfortable here. I know everyone here. I know the procedure. I know the process. So I'm not going to look for another job. My intuition is telling me to find another source of income, but I'm not going to do that because I feel like if I just stick it out a little bit longer, eventually things will turn around. And I don't want to look like a quitter, like that I'm quitting a job that I don't like. So I'm going to continue going to a job, which is causing me a lot of stress. And I sort of have to gaslight myself to go into every day. But I'm going to continue doing that because there's victory in that. It's a very distorted way of looking at it, but I'm telling you the energy that's here. But your boss here is not as committed to you as you are to them. If this is a friend or a family member or a lover, this is not a shared commitment. Whoever's on the other end here, while you're waiting to see if things turn around, this individual is waiting to move in another direction. Five of Wands. There's a mismatch here. There's a misalignment here. To the King of Wands, to the Fool card. This person's waiting to move forward, move on. It's a judgment call that they made. They just haven't said anything to you yet. In the After Tarot deck, the Knight of Cups is drinking the cup. So they haven't quite yet said anything to you. They haven't, told you that they're, eliminating your position or not renewing your lease or that they're distancing themselves from you if this is a friend or a family member or a lover. This person has not communicated this yet to you. So in essence, you're choosing to remain loyal to a situation, environment, or connection that is not remaining loyal to you. Three of Cups. Tell me why the Three of Cups is here. They fell face down, so we're not going to take them. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Three of Cups is clarified by the Seven of Wands, the Four of Wands, and there's that darn Two of Pentacles again. The Seven of Wands is blocking the Three of Cups, which is happiness. You're saying, even if I'm not happy, I have to continue to stay here because it's part of my structure or my stability. And I'm just going to make the best of it in that Two of Pentacles. But you're clearly telling me here, I'm not happy. I'm not happy. It's not yielding the result that I want. But if I walk away, then I look like a failure. I don't want to look like a failure, so I'm going to have to suffer in silence. But you have an option. You have an option to move on. You're just choosing not to. You're choosing to stay in a comfort zone. Clarify that, Lovers. One more shuffle. Thank you, Spirit. Lovers, clarified by the Eight of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. You're being extraordinarily stubborn here, Taurus. And you're choosing to suffer. It's almost like I have to be the martyr here or something like that. I don't know who or what this is to you, but you're willing to stay in there and to continue moving forward. And who's ever on the other end of this is already strategizing an exit. So you're not aligned with whoever this other, group or energy or entity, whoever this is here. Now in September, I see you second guessing this. And I say that because when we looked at that Eight of Cups, it was clarified by the Lovers, the Six of Cups, and the King of Cups. And you're saying, I have to stay here because of whomever, whatever this is. I love this person, or I love this job, or I like this job. I think it's more nostalgia. I think you're mistaking nostalgia for what's presently occurring. But I digress on that. But that King of Cups in the After Tarot deck is pouring out the cup. So again, I feel like you're sacrificing yourself for someone here who would easily replace you at work or end the friendship with you or something like that. So you seem to be recontemplating here your decision in July, or I'm sorry, your decision in August. You're recontemplating it in September. Like, maybe I didn't make the best decision. Clarify Magician, Temperance, and the King of Pentacles. Because Temperance was tied to this. One more shuffle. Thank you. Clarified by the Queen of Wands, the Three of Swords, and the Two of Wands. Bottom of the deck, Nine of Cups. You're sort of back to the drawing board here in September, because you've given whatever this is another month, and there have been no improvements. And you're quite disappointed. You feel like whatever it is that you're manifesting here is not happening for you. Clarify the Queen of Swords. That's how you started off here. King of Cups and the Four of Swords. One more shuffle. Thank you. This is clarified by the Hanged Man, the Ten of Cups, and the Emperor. Bottom of the deck, we have King of Wands. And there's that King of Wands energy here. I think you're starting to see this from... I think this is a perspective shift for you in September, Taurus. I think what you're realizing is nothing is changing here despite your best efforts and despite your relentless ability to suffer for whomever, whatever this is. What you're starting to realize is the reason why nothing is improving is because the other person isn't happy. They're either not happy at the job, at the company, with your work, with you in that position, with you as a friend. You're starting to realize that the reason why your and this will happen in September, the reason why your manifestation here is not working is because it's not meant to work. Because you can't manifest someone else to do what you want them to do. Individuals have the divine gift of free will, and you're trying to energetically bend someone's free will by hoping and praying that they become what you need them to be. Like, just because you're willing to suffer for them, they're supposed to want to make things work with you or keep you at the job, and that would distort their ability to have free will. And so it's almost like you're coming to the slow conclusion in September. Nothing is changing here because whoever this King of Wands is, they're not changing. And they're not changing because they don't want this to work, or they're not as invested in this as you are. You're realizing that their happiness is somewhere else. I don't want to leave you on that cliffhanger, Taurus. I feel like I have to get 3 cards on this King of Wands. Clarify the King of Wands further here in September. One more shuffle. Thank you. Like, if the boss, if you're sacrificing here for a company, let's say, if the boss truly valued you, they would take it upon themselves to show you that they value you. So your realization here is, I can hope and pray and sacrifice all I want for this company, but they're not treating me better because they're choosing not to treat me better, or they're choosing not to acknowledge, you know, the time and talent and experience that I bring to the job. And same thing if it's a, like I said, friend, family member, lover, or any other type of situation. You're realizing you could hope and pray all you want and sacrifice all you want, but that person has free will and they're choosing not to meet you halfway here. Ace of Wands, and that's the truth. If you've seen my readings before, I assume you have. Whenever I say something and it's directly or immediately followed by an ace, that tells me that I conveyed that message properly to you. So you have the Ace of Wands, you have the Four of Swords again, and you have the Page of Wands, bottom of the deck, the Eight of Swords. So there's a lot of contemplation over this individual, again, whoever they are, friend, family member, lover, boss, etc. And you're realizing during this contemplation state that if they wanted this to change, they could have, as the Emperor, whether they're masculine or feminine. Like, they have it within their ability to meet you halfway or to treat you better, and they're specifically choosing not to. One more shuffle here. Thank you. We're still clarifying that King of Wands, High Priestess, and that's what your intuition has been trying to tell you all along. Tower and the Fool. Bottom of the deck, the Six of Pentacles. Your realization in September is, I can stay here or whatever, you know, situation, environment, or connection for the next 10 years and nothing's going to change. Despite my best effort to sacrifice, to continue to give, to show up in best form, to keep hoping and praying and manifesting, because who's ever on the other end of this, they're not as invested in this as you are. In fact, they're strategizing to move on. And your intuition has been telling you this for a long time. The reason why you're being breadcrumbed or not being treated fairly or accurately is because whoever this is, they're not as invested in you as you are in them. Things could certainly change here if they were, but you're realizing nothing's going to change here because they're not. Tough read here for you, Taurus. Remember, this is just an energetic snapshot. You can certainly change all of this by making the decision to move on from it. You don't have to endure another 30 or 60 days of heartache or sadness with whatever this is. You can choose to then look for a new job, or you know what I mean, whatever this is here for you. But if you don't do anything, this is basically how the month will play out for you in regards to this one thing. Let's get you 3 cards of advice, and we'll close it off with some oracle cards and some kippers. 3 cards of advice here, please, for Taurus. One more shuffle. Thank you. Your advice. The Devil, the Knight of Swords, and the 4 of Wands. Bottom of the deck, we have the 2 of Cups. At some point, you have to ask yourself, Taurus, why are you addicted to whomever or whatever this is? It's either like you, there's either a toxic codependency here. So it could be some type of like, again, like a toxic addiction. Is there self-deception here at play? Are you obsessed with success in an unsuccessful situation, environment, or connection? But is your ego too much at play here where you're refusing to see that this is a lose-lose situation? You have to ask yourself why you're continuing to endure this. Because if this was structured and this was stable and this was meant to be, why are you being treated this way? Or why do you feel this way over it? If this was meant to be a success, it would have been a success by now. And I think that's what your intuition has been trying to tell you. Let's get you 3 oracle cards. 3 oracle cards. One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have step-by-step, healing, and potential. Bottom of deck, innovation. Step-by-step. Follow the natural pace and gradually achieve your goals. I think you have to ask yourself, although you're continuing to endure this, how much closer are you to the goal? Because the goal here seems to be satisfaction, success, right? Happiness, victory, everything we see in that 6 of Wands card. But you're nowhere near that. So how long are you willing to endure this path? Healing. Heal by confronting and addressing a past wound. I think there is a past wound here. And it could go back to childhood, your adolescence, I don't know. But there's definitely a wound here of, I have to endure this, even if it breaks me financially, even if it depletes me energetically, even if it breaks my heart. There's something here of like, I don't know, it's an unhealthy coping mechanism or an unhealthy way of viewing this, like I have to win or something like that. And not that winning should be easy, but winning doesn't mean sacrificing yourself at the altar either. I have a very sad Taurus collective here. And I don't think you're sad with everything in your life, don't get me wrong. But with this one situation, environment, or connection, you're not emotionally fulfilled at all. And I think there is some type of toxic codependency here at play, or a refusal to just, it's like you're afraid to say this didn't work out. Like you think like that would be, I don't know, like something you should be ashamed of. Like, oh, I can't give up this investment property before it's done because it would look poorly on me. People would see me as a failure. I can't walk away from a marriage. People would see me as a failure. But, you know, I can't, whatever this is, I can't blank because people might see me negatively. So you're enduring all of this hardship for other people's opinions. It's just opinions. I actually think you would be very bold, and if you were to be bold and brave and move on from this, I think you would be respected. People would be like, wow, Taurus, step by step, didn't endure hardship. They pivoted and went in another direction towards real, true success. You have a distorted view here, my love, that enduring this is somehow valiant, and I don't believe it is. Potential. Unleash your inner potential and transcend self-limiting limitations and beliefs. I think you have a real opportunity here in August to pivot and move in a new direction and plant a new seed, but it's going to require you to leave a comfort zone that for whatever reason you feel like moving on from this, it would make other people look like you're a failure or something like that. And I don't think that's the case at all. At the bottom of the deck, you have innovation, boldly experiment, and be open. Be open to new possibilities. We are in the age of Aquarius. Be open to new possibilities. You don't have to continue doing this or doing this way. Let's close it out now with some Kipper cards. Two cards here for the top row, please, for Taurus. Thank you. You have marriage and you have adjudication. It could be a marriage for some of you. It doesn't have to be. But there is a soulmate connection here. Okay, again, it could be professional, platonic, or romantic. There is a soulmate connection here. And you feel like contractually obligated. Like, I have to continue enduring this because of blank. And I feel like this is a karmic lesson for you. I think that's what, I think you are married or tied. And I don't mean married like, you know, married. I think you're married or tied to this karmic lesson, and you're refusing to see the lesson. I think you're refusing to hear the call or to take the call. Let's get two cards here for the middle row. We have poverty, which is Five of Pentacles. And on the side, we have high honor. So again, we have that Five of Pentacles energy where it's like, you know that you're not being treated well, or there's not a return on investment, or you're in emotional lack, but that high honor is on the side. It's almost like there's a self-value wound here. Like, you don't think that you deserve better, or you think this is just the way it has to be. We have great fortune. I'm going to leave this here, but can I get two cards, please, for the bottom row? I think you think there's great fortune here. We have thief, which is the Seven of Swords card. And on the side, we have wealthy man. Bottom of the deck, we have occupation. For some of you, it could be your job, or just someone that you are working with, that you collaborate with. Think of like kind of Three of Pentacles type of energy. But there's a feeling here, you know this isn't working out. But at this point, not only is the situation, environment, or connection Seven of Sorting you, you're also seven of sorting yourself. Because you're continuing to manipulate yourself and convince yourself that you have to continue enduring this, because if you stay in this and suffer, it's great. Very like martyr, it's martyr syndrome here. And to do right by you and to walk away would actually be foolish, or you would look like a failure. It would not be great. That's what I have for you, Taurus. This was a tough read. If it's not your message, don't take it. Just check another placement. If it is your message, please give this a little bit more thought and give yourself the chance to be truly happy. Because with whatever or whomever this is, you're not truly happy at this time. And considering that you're ruled by Venus, that beautiful Venusian energy deserves to receive back what it gives. And this is sadly a situation, environment, or connection that is not reciprocal in nature. At least not the way you deserve it to be. That's what I have for you, Taurus, for August 2026. If you like that message, resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, subscribe. Hype the video on your mobile device if you're able to do that. And don't forget to check us out on Patreon for some additional bonus content. With all of that said, I'm sending you light, love, and peace.